Hey everyone, sorry again, we're a couple minutes late. I'm gonna shut the door to my room because I hear the dog barking. It's summertime and neighbor kids come over to play. Okay, so I'm just finishing up setting my machine up and making sure that everything's gonna work the way we want it to. Getting my threads ready. We are going to stitch out Catboy, and we're going to do another freezer pop cover. Unfortunately, we took all the freezer pops to a youth group thing tonight, or earlier, so may not be able to put one in there unless we can find one in the freezer. I'm going to let everybody join. Hopefully people can get in. I know people had problems viewing it earlier. Is someone here?
No.
Okay. Why was the dog barking?
Because he likes to bark at me.
Make sure and comment below if you're here so we can see you. Sorry, I'm distracted. This should have been done already, but can you get some blue felt?
Did you hear that?
Hi Lee, thank you for joining us tonight. Oh my gosh, this machine is driving me crazy tonight.
Is this an okay color?
5. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm just setting up the machine here. Again, I'm going to use Sticky Stabilizer. I saw someone ask earlier where I get it. I get it off of Amazon. I just type in embroidery sticky stabilizer. I can post a link to it later where I put it or where I buy it from. Okay, so we are going to do the Catboy Freezer Pop cover. Do we have any freezer pops? I think there might be one.
There's a couple freezer bone ones.
I don't care, we're not going to eat it. Okay, so anyway, we're going to stitch Catboy. So the first step is going to be our placement stitch, and I'm going to stitch that right onto the stabilizer. And actually, I didn't finish threading my machine. So I was a little more prepared earlier, although I was late earlier, so yeah, that's how that went. Okay, so I'm using fast frames with the machine, and before I test or stitch anything on that, I always do a trace, and it goes around this little red dot is my center, and it'll show me exactly where it's going to stitch. I've already done that because my machine does not recognize fast frames. Okay, I see some people are having problems seeing the video. Hold on just a second. Can you hear me? I can see your comments.
Wi-Fi usually drops around this time. No, you're not connected to Wi-Fi.
Can anyone hear me? Can you type if you can hear me? Sean, can you hear or see me? Okay, Lee can see and hear me. And Valerie.
I'm going to refresh the page. It's my physical. I forgot I had that.
Okay, can you guys hear or see me now? Sue, you can see me now? Okay. Well, I had a phone call come through, and so it paused it, and I guess it all refreshed. So hopefully we're all caught up. So here we are. We I'm just going to refresh what I was saying earlier for those who weren't seeing it or hearing it. I'm using a multi-needle machine, so I am also using my fast frames, and with the fast frames I can use sticky stabilizer, which is awesome, so I don't need to pin it or use spray adhesive, and I don't have to hoop it. I hate hooping. So that's with that. Also, before I got on camera, I did a trace around to make sure that my needles aren't going to hit my machines, because with fast frames, the machine does not recognize it as a size. It thinks it's the extra large frame, so it's going to stitch as much as it can, even if I'm too far up or too far down or not centered. So, Sue Rhodes, I get my sticky stabilizer on Amazon, and I can post a link when I'm finished here. I just type in sticky stabilizer or something, and let me grab it. It comes on a roll, and this is almost done. I've used it quite a bit making all my craziness. So anyway, so what I'm going to do, we're going to start with step 1. If we look on here, step 1 is going to be the placement. I'm sorry, it's a placement stitch. I'm not even paying attention to what I'm saying. So we're going to let that run. I'm going to stitch that straight on the stabilizer. And it doesn't matter what color it is, it's going to go under my fabric here. And in case you missed it, we are doing the Catboy version of the popsicle, the frozen popsicle thing that we did earlier today. We did Owlet earlier. So now we're doing Catboy. The next step is going to be our tack down stitch, following in suit with a typical applique or in the hoop. Can you cut this in half? So after the placement stitch, we're just going to place enough to go right over the placement stitch, because that's all the that's as big as the design is going to get on here. And I know it looks huge, but it's really not. I think this is a 5x5 frame. Okay, so Kaylin cut me a piece of fabric. We're just going to lay it right on top. Like I said, since I'm using sticky stabilizer, I don't need to pin it. I don't need to hoop it, use spray. It just, like you can see, sticks right on there. Okay, so this is an excessive piece. I really don't need this much, but we're covering up the whole placement stitch, and then we're going to run step 2, which is our tack down. If you have any questions, make sure and ask me. I can do them. My wiper, I think, is getting dull. It's not pulling my thread away. Okay, so now we've got the tack down stitch completed. We're not going to cut anything out like you typically would with an applique. Donna, I'm glad you could join us. Sorry you were having issues. I know it's kind of crazy with internet, and I'm in my basement, so hopefully it's connected okay. So Tammy, I see that you said you missed the beginning of the one earlier. If you have any questions, let me know. So far, we've only done the placement, and we laid the fabric, and now we're doing our tack down. Just got completed. Pam, I'm glad you could join us. So now we're on to step number 3. And that, it's hard to see. I know if you watched earlier, I was explaining, I don't have my thread chart, which I really need to change. My thread chart on my digitizing is different than my thread chart on my embroidery machine, so the colors come in all wonky and crazy. So this is actually Catboy's mouth that's going to stitch, even though it says it's blue or gray, whatever color that is. So I've got it set to stitch on number 2. Yes, I am using regular craft felt for these, and it seemed to work earlier. Kinsley ate the popsicle that I had earlier, and she usually makes me get her a towel, and she just left it in the owlet holder, and it didn't drip, it didn't sweat, so it seemed to work pretty good. And I think it gives it enough stretch that you can shove the popsicle in there, because ours were in the freezer sideways, so it's kind of a weird shape. So yeah, I'm just using craft felt. I get it when they're on sale, 6 for $1 or whatever Joann's does for them. So we're going to stitch out the mouth. There's a string in my toe. Driving me crazy. While we're waiting for this to stitch, where are you guys all from? I live in St. Louis, and I'm going to show you. I am a proud St. Louis Cardinals fan. Always got my Cardinals shirt on or something. Very nice. And they beat the Cubs a couple days in a row, so that's a happy husband too. Okay, so now we've got our face done. Donna, I see you're from Texas. Did you go to Applique Getaway a couple of years ago by any chance? I don't know if it's anywhere close to you. That's the only... Oh, I was in Texas when my husband graduated basic training also. So, guess I've been there twice. Okay, so now it is going to stitch out his, I don't know what it's called, his facial features. Not his eyes, but his little outlines and stuff. So I just set that on light blue. So we're going to stitch those next. My sister lives in St. Pete, so I flew into Tampa earlier this year to go visit her, and I drove down the other time. I would much prefer to fly. I definitely love the multi-needle. I've been doing a bunch of hooded towels for craft fairs, and they're like anywhere from 15 to 25, 30-minute stitch outs, and I can just turn it on until I can cut out the applique pieces and then walk away and work on something else. I had a single needle for a couple months before I quickly upgraded. I got my machine from the Baby Lock dealer in Washington, Missouri. There's a Baby Lock dealer in Benton, which is like 15 minutes from my house, but he's extremely rude and crabby, and I don't like him at all. So I started going to the one in Washington, but unfortunately it's a long way to get it serviced, and I was having cutting issues in the beginning, so I did have to go to the guy that's closer to service it and deal with his rudeness, but the lady there was super nice. Donna, I have no idea what the Baby Lock or what the Brother machines cost. My Baby Lock, I got it. It was actually a previously owned model. The lady bought it. She traded in her single needle, got the 6 needle, had it for 3 weeks, and then decided it was too much, and she returned it and got the Baby Lock Destiny, I guess, came out right away. So I paid $8,000 for mine without trade-in, and it had less than an hour of use on it, but they knocked it down. I know he said brand new it would have been $99.95 or something like that, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what a Brother 6 needle costs, because I didn't go to them. They didn't have any in stock, and I'm very impatient. Plus, I've used Baby Lock, my sewing machines, my single needle. My mom has been sewing and quilting for years and swears by Baby Lock, so we just kind of stuck with it. Okay, back to this. Our face, like the little lightnings, I don't know. My daughter watches this show, but I don't watch it with her, so I have no idea what these are. But his little features, and those are done. So now we're going to move to the next step, which is the tips of his ears. Oh, and the cost that, oh, way to go, Sean. He is a cat. So yeah, his kitty stripes. Thank you. I was going to say that with the cost of my machine, it also included the 3-year Baby Lock warranty, and any issues, any servicing, I don't have to pay for that. So I could take it in once a month to get it cleaned. And during Easter season with all the bunnies, it was in quite a bit, getting all that bunny fur out of the machine. That was insane. So I've definitely made it worth my while for that. If you get a Baby Lock, get the 3-year warranty. Okay, the next step is going to be the whites of his eyes. Oops, there's my finger. If my kids don't bring me a freezer pop, I'm going to have to take you on a tour of my house. Which could be scary because I haven't been upstairs all day and all 3 kids are home. Might have to take a brief intermission. Okay, so there's the whites of his eyes. Next step, we're going to do the blue of his eyes. So are there any people in here that have never done something in the hoop? I hope this video can ease your mind if you've had any fears of doing them. Or Donna, oh my goodness, a lot of you. Hopefully these can just show you how easy they can be, because these are super easy. Pam, yes, it's Catboy, and it's going to be a freezer pop holder. We did Owlet earlier. So now we're going to do the blacks of his eyes. The blue I chose is really light, so you can barely see. There's white and then the blue. I'm so glad you guys are joining us. I'm hoping that this can, help you jump into something new, because I love it in the hoop. I really do. It makes personalizing things a lot easier, like stuffed animals. That's what I first started with, was seriously a week after I got my single needle. My first project ever was the Dolls and Daydreams bunny. And I did them for Easter. And it was, I just figured I might as well jump in. I'd had my machine since like November and hadn't turned it on other than to try and stitch something out, and I didn't get it. But people are so helpful in all the groups. Okay, now we've got the blacks of his eyes. We're going to do his glimmer. Her patterns are amazing. I love them. I have a couple of them. I don't know what other ones I have. Did you bring me a popsicle?
Stupid, ready to go. Okay.
Emily, I'd show you the Owlet. I don't know if you saw it earlier, but my daughter ran off with it. Okay, now his whites are done. The last step, or no, we're not on the last step yet. Next is going to do his mask. Felt, just craft felt. The little pieces they sell for like $6 for $1 at Joann's. When they go on sale, I stock up. So that's all my craft felt, and well, there's some towels in there. Kinsley uses this as a spaceship. She'll climb in there and sit. Those are blankets and stuff she pulled in there. But that's my craft foam for when I do puffy lettering. I do it on straw hats, things that aren't going to be washed, so I just use the craft foam. And then all my felt, it's all stacked up in there. So yeah, when they go on sale, I got them. Yay, I'm glad he's recognizable as Catboy. And Shelly, my next investment is a heat press. I have to get a heat press. I have so much vinyl and heat transfer vinyl, and I do it with an iron, and I know that's horrible. And I really enjoy it. And my husband actually likes it. So maybe we'll put him on that. So anyway, we have the entire thing stitched out now. his face and the outline. So he looks done, but now we need to turn him into the freezer pop cover. And how we're going to do that is take a second piece of felt. Sorry, Kaylin ran off after she brought me the freezer pop, and so now I'm working one-handed and holding my phone. I need a tripod. I need to find one. I have one somewhere. Okay, so we have, this is going to be the front of it. Now we need to put a piece on the back. So what we're going to do is I go under my hoop, and at this point you can take it off the hoop. I said that earlier. Do not take it off the hoop. You can take your frame off of your machine. But what I do for something this small, and my piece is huge, so I don't have to worry about it not covering. So I slide it under here. I go between the needle plate and between the frame. So basically your stabilizer and hoop are sandwiched between felt on top. Here's my hoop here, or frame, whatever. And then my piece of fabric, and then the needle plate. And it's all laying, so it's completely under here. Is someone crying?
Nope, Kinsley's whining like a cat.
Okay. So now we're going to run the final step. We've got our piece here. You can kind of hold it a little bit, but
It has too much more.
don't go anywhere. We need you to hold this.
You're gonna go lay on the couch. Oh, I have to hold it?
Well, not while it stitches. Oh my gosh, Kim. Okay.
It's been a long day.
So we're going to stitch out our final. And I like to do a triple stitch on the top of things like this. It really holds it together. And honestly, on my tack down, I should have done the same color as my top final stitch. That way it'll all blend in. So you can see the white. In some areas it split the white, so yeah, it's always good to use the same color, at least I do, for my tack down and my final stitch. So I'm going to take the fast frame out. Whoops, my phone's plugged in. Okay, and Kaylin's going to hold it now. Come over here. What's up, kitty? Okay, so I have this whole big...
Frozen. Hold on. It's sideways.
I know it is. I'm trying to straighten out. So now we have this whole piece. This is the back. This is the front. And as you can see on the back, there's no... Why is the lighting really bad? We need to get those lights in here. There's no stitch right here so that it opens, and we want that. But on the front, that's your tack down stitch, so if it would have been in the same color, it would have looked like there was a stitch all the way around. So now we're going to cut it out.
I want Catboy too.
Where's Owlette at?
In our room.
Can you go get it?
Yeah. I'm gonna go in my room to get my Owlette.
Well, then back out so you can just see it. Okay, we're just going to cut this out real quick. So now we're left with this piece, and then it opens right at the top, and that's where you're going to slide your freezer pop into. So all you need to do is cut your jump stitches over there next to Sergio.
What do you need? Mama, do you need a...
I just want to see her. Here, let Kinsley show him. The one we did earlier. You show him?
done.
Yeah, just leave it on the table.
Mom, can you keep Catboy and all
So now we have our Catboy
that? And now what?
and our Owlet. So now we just need to do Gecko.
Oh, can I have all 3 of them?
Yeah, and you don't need 3.
Can I have,
Okay, so now, these freezer pops are a little bigger than the ones we had earlier. So like I said, this is where felt comes in handy. It's a little stretchier. Oops, sorry, we froze. Quit. Keep moving, it's not even in the picture.
Mom, let's screen.
Okay, make sure to get the littler freezer pops. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. It just has a lot of plastic on the side. That's really weird. So anyway, there you go.
Oh, where was screen? Where did you get those?
Here, how does it feel?
Good.
Are your hands cold?
No.
No.
A little cold.
A little cold.
Are you gonna
Sue, I set up to answer some questions now that we're done. Here, I'm going to turn this around.
Can you cut it?
Cut it already. Oh, your popsicle? I don't have any scissors down here that'll cut the popsicle. Go upstairs. Have Jordan cut it. Have her cut it in the scissors. Okay, so where was I? I was answering a question.
That one from Sue.
Sue. Okay, you have a 6x10. Some of the designs, I did some minions and some lightsabers that I think are perfect rectangles. So they fit 4 to a hoop on a 5x7. So I think on a 6x10, you're still going to be at 4. The PJ Masks ones, I did 3 to a hoop in a 5x7 because they kind of bump out a little bit if you, well, now I'm facing. So if you see the top of it, it bumps out a little bit. So you can't line up 4 of them perfectly. So the PJ Masks all have 3 to a hoop. And there's some others that are going to be coming out. So they range anywhere from 3 to a 4 in a 5x7. But if you have I'm adding a multi-file to the things also. So it'll already have the 3 in the hoop. But if you want to do your 6x10, you could probably fit 4. I think that'd give you just enough. Which ones only had 2? Beth, I'm going to be listing the designs tonight as soon as I get off of here. I've been making hooded towels all day, so I haven't... Oh, the lighting is really bad. I'm trying to find better. Oh, yeah, Dory and Nemo have really big fins, so they're only 2 to a hoop. And Mickey's ears really make him stand out. So, yeah. But the PJ Masks have 3, and a couple more that are coming out will have 4. But it'll say in the listing how many you can get into a hoop. I forgot where I was going with that. So the PJ Masks will be listed tonight, and I will probably put them as a set as well, so you don't have to buy them each individually. So make sure and look for that. I'll post them on the website. And then there's a couple more coming out tomorrow and Friday. And someone asked about vinyl versus felt. I haven't made any in vinyl. I certainly think they would look... Oh my gosh, all the can lights in here. I think they would look a lot better in vinyl. Personally, you can make them sparkly and stuff like that. I just don't know how much the vinyl will stretch, and I don't know how absorbent it would be. The felt kind of wicks away the frozen part when it's done, and they'd be easily washable. It's definitely something we could try. I just haven't done. Whoops, sorry. My phone keeps ringing. Mike just got done with softball, so I'm going to have to get off here and answer that. But if you have any more questions, make sure and tag me on my page. You can ask in the group and join us again for another Stitch Out soon. If you have anything that you want to see done live, I can start doing live demonstrations. We have fun with these. The girls love doing them. Typically they're running around. I think they had a long day. So yeah, anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. I am going to do a drawing as soon as I get off here. I will write down everyone that's commented and had a part in conversation. Make sure if you saw it, say something really quick before I do the drawing. So hope this was helpful. I hope it kind of eases any of you guys that haven't done any in the hoop. Hope it eases your mind, shows you how easy it can be and how fun, how quick, and show me what you can do if you guys start making them, or buy the files or the freebies when I have them. So as always, have a good night and I'll see you soon. Bye.